Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do a little bit of a story time for you guys. I was going to say story hour, but I don't have the right to make hour-long videos yet. So maybe in the future, but right now let's just call it a story video. So I call this one pre-ordering Grand Theft Auto 5, aka the worst retail experience I have ever had. Now, a lot of people think Amazon's a bittersweet thing. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I think it's convenient. I think they have more inventory to go around. It has revolutionized the way we online shop. And to be honest, it's moments like this that reminds me of why I started online shopping and how it got this bad to Amazon standards to where I depend on Amazon for everything. Because a lot of retail workers were just really rude, lied to our faces, and, kept things going longer than they needed to. And this is a perfect example of that. Okay, so I was about to start off my freshman year of college this year. So I was going in a town that was 2 hours away from where I lived at home. So I was going to be going up 2 hours to go take this journey. I thought it was going to be a day trip to familiarize myself with the area and just kind of also clear my head with all the wilderness that they got going on. But I ended up calling up a Target that was 2 hours away from me so I could make this journey. It was kind of me setting it up. And you know what? Yeah, I asked, hey, do you guys have any pre-orders of Grand Theft Auto 5? Because it's coming out later this year. The guy at the retail said, yeah, we do. I'll set one aside for you. And I'm like, are you sure you guys have it? Because remember, I'm driving 2 hours to come and see you guys and visit you. So would you please clarify? And he's like, you know what? Yeah, we have it. I see it right here. And I'm like, okay, I'll see you in a little bit. So I got in my car, went to the gas station, filled them up, got a water and a little bit of a Diet Coke, I think it was, just for the car ride, just so I could give myself the ultimate road trip experience. I had the radio station picked out, Running Down a Dream by Tom Petty, followed by some other songs that were allegedly supposed to be on the soundtrack of Grand Theft Auto 5. Some of them made it, some of it didn't, but you know how online forums are, is there's just all rumors and speculation. Oh, this song's going to be on the radio. No, this song is. But I used to like to get really lodged into the themes of the games that I like to play or the things I gave myself to look forward to. And Grand Theft Auto 5 definitely at the time was one of those games. I wanted to feel like I was having a build-up to such a historic moment as a gamer, being a freshman in college. Because we all the guys right over here were like feeling the same way. It kind of came out later, and I'll get to the story when I finally pick up the game. Because I didn't go to the Target, I went to the Walmart, but I'll get to that later too. I think it showed me that I wasn't the only one really looking forward to this game or wanting to, play this game and pre-order it and secure my copy because I understood the weight of what all of us Grand Theft Auto fans were going through. And if you understand the 13-year span that has gone through Grand Theft Auto 5, this game definitely had its haul. So to go back to the time before it came out and what it became today is unbelievable. Meaning all the drama that I'm about to go through was basically justified. But I had a really nice road trip over there. I made pretty good time going up. And I actually stopped over by that Target, went to the back of the gaming section, and I said, hey guys, how's it going? I'm here for my pre-order copy. And it's a little card with a redeemable code on the back for people who wanted to reserve it. So when I said my pre-order copy, I didn't mean copy of the game. I kind of just meant the reserve thing. And what happened was the person said, okay, let me check to see if we should have one on the counter. I said, no, one of your retail guys basically told me that he had set one aside. The guy looks at me in confusion. There was no pre-orders set aside at all. And I'm like, well, the guy promised me that he had a copy of the pre-order reserve, and I would like to see that because he promised me. And I drove up 2 hours to kind of visit you guys. Do you want my money or not? So this guy, confused, hands me off to this other girl who is working in a Target shirt, and she said, here, let me go look in the back. I was like, okay, could you flag me down if you find anyone or you don't find, just so I know whether you guys really have it or not, because this is not what this guy told me. So she goes to the back, and I'm waiting there for a good 15 minutes. Where is she? She already forgot about me and kind of just left me there and was walking away from me. Like every Target employee was making every excuse under the book not to deal with it until I actually got confrontational and went up to the desk and I said, "Hey man, what are you guys doing? You guys said that there was going to be a reserve spot, and he had one. He had one of those reserve cards for me, and I could come up and get them." He even clarified. So what they do is they call him up because he was the one that made the mess. This retail worker that promised me that he was going to save one and just wanted to go home early completely lied to me. And then he lies through his teeth again and says, "No, I said if," so he's in the wrong. So that was the excuse literally this Target gave me for driving 2 hours of my time for absolutely nothing. I even had the retail workers kind of gang up on me and said, "Yeah, no, this is 110% your fault because he said if, and if he said if, when no, he clarified, I set aside a card for you, come on by," and you guys completely just kept ignoring me. But I understood there was no winning with this retail team. Like I was the bad guy. I was public enemy number one no matter what, and they gave me that, really weak excuse. So I basically had to go up front and talk to the manager, and because I wasn't going to let this go. It's not just that they did it to me, it's just that if they're going to do it to me, they're probably going to do it to somebody else. So I told them the whole side of the story, and the manager was furious. She said that, "Yeah, no, this is absolutely unacceptable that they treated you like this. I'm sorry." And I said, "Look, I'm not asking for any money. Just, honestly have some disciplinary talk with those guys and let that guy know that it's not cool that he just lies through his teeth to his customers." Obviously, he doesn't care because he's an employee and he doesn't have to deal with any of the repercussions yet unless you guys choose to take disciplinary actions. But I had to make the complaint just so I could wipe the karma off of my desk and basically just say, yeah, I did everything I could to make sure that I can't stand up for this kind of retail behavior. Because I've worked in retail myself, and I would never pull that stuff. I even worked in the auto industry, and you have to be very careful about the specifics of your words that you have to in the auto industry because people freak out when you're handling their cars. I've literally had something turn into nothing where a guy's truck was falling apart, and I said, yeah, no, I don't know exactly where it's at. My manager does, but I'm not the guy that keeps track of where everything's at and all that stuff. The guy literally came through the back and tried fighting the technicians because he heard that we sold the truck somehow. I don't even know how he came to that, which was a complete lie. So then he lies about it and tells me that I said that they scrapped the truck for parts. That's literally what this crazy guy, put the words in my mouth to cover him trying to assault the workers in the back. All because I said, me personally, I don't know where it's at, but I know that my manager knows where it's at. So I tried to get the manager on the phone. So like I kept saying, the automotive industry is like advanced retail. It's a very slippery slope when it comes to selling. So, but just saying that as a Target employee, I would have at least checked for the guy over the phone before I clocked out and left. But you can see how my frustrations kind of boiled over to the surface. So, you know what? I sat outside, cooled myself because I was obviously fuming. I had taken a road trip for nothing. I had a big build-up, a big celebration, was making a cool moment for myself when I had nothing going on. All my friends were busy. But I looked around the town, and I looked at the town map, looked for other retailers, and I found a Walmart that was right down the street. So what I did was, I knew that from where my dorm was to where I was going to be walking, it was a bit of a night journey for me. But I said, you know what, I'm not leaving this town empty-handed. So in a final ditch effort, I asked myself, okay, what would I do if this was a Grand Theft Auto mission? Because these types of frustrations happen in Grand Theft Auto all the time. So this trip, honestly, looking back, really fit the theme of a introduction Grand Theft Auto mission. I went down to a Walmart that was a couple blocks down the road, and I said, hey, you guys have any pre-order spots for Grand Theft Auto 5 for Xbox? And you know what they told me? They said, yeah, we have plenty. We'll go get one for you. They got me one. They congratulated me, and I tucked it away in my luggage that was going up to college 2 weeks later so I could keep that pre-order with me. I kept it in a copy of Grand Theft Auto 4, so I never forgot where it was at. So I had a couple games to play around with in between classes. But I got my pre-order, and I had filed a complaint with that Target. I had left a 5-star review on that Walmart because I was so happy with them. So what I did was I hit up a local McDonald's on the way back because it was around dinner time, and I enjoyed the return journey. And you know what? I think that it was a think on your feet moment. Someone lies and you end up stranded and you need to find yourself out of it. That's exactly what I did. So what I ended up doing was I ended up going home, and then months later at the release of Grand Theft Auto 5, I had finished all my classes. I had finished actually homework in advance because I knew that I was going to need to sleep in a little bit the following day. It was finally the release of Grand Theft Auto 5. And let me tell you something, that I started walking all the way down to that Walmart for the midnight release so I can get my hands on my copy soon. I am not exaggerating. Every dude at like 11:45 got out of their dorm room, and we all looked at each other and we knew what was about to happen. We all got on our scooters, our bikes, walked. It was a caravan of college students leaving campus to go to retailers all over the town so we could get our copy of Grand Theft Auto 5. It was a magical moment. So when I say I felt like I was being a little overly dramatic, setting up this road trip to have a bit of a celebration, to celebrate my gamer passion, I wasn't the only person who was this jazzed up for a game release. So I felt not as alone, like the goods were being delivered to us all around the clock. And then I played the game until at least 3 a.m, got 3 hours of sleep, had to go to class. And then by the time I finished all my homework, I went back to my dorm room with lunch and dinner all in one giant package for my fridge, so I could play through that game in like a matter of days, which I did, by the way. I do remember everything. Like, they say sleep, social life, good grades in college, pick 2. For me, it was social life, good grades, GTA, pick 2. I picked good grades and GTA. So, yep, a bit of a hard journey and a lot of twists and turns to go through just to pre-order the game. But I have to say, with all I went through just to get that, it was well worth the headache. It was well worth the problem solving, and it was well worth the sleep deprivation. But that's my little story time. Why did I tell this story? Well, we all know Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out probably later this year, unless they decide to push it back for further upgrades. But this is yet another year of Grand Theft Auto about to happen. And all I could say is I'm kind of looking forward to it. Now, I'm probably not going to be doing any sort of midnight premiere or anything like that where I get the card, because luckily now we got Amazon. Luckily now we got digital purposes, because that Target experience put such a bad taste in my mouth. I try not to deal with people in retail clothes, because even if they're in uniform, they're still human. And let me tell you something, a lot of people do some really shady stuff. But that's what I got to say. I'll see you guys later. Happy gaming. Peace out.